Now let's have a look on pre-learning process. In this pre-learning process, we need to load the information into object repository. In the auto learning, it happens by its own, but in the pre-learning, we need to do it. Okay. In the pre-learning, basically, we can first add the information into object repository. Then you may write the script. Else, first write the script and then you can add the information into object repository. Anything works fine, but before running the script, make sure that the script's information should exist in object repository, or else the test objects, the objects what you are trying to operate, or else the plan of the objects to be operated, that objects information should be literally exist in object repository. As simple as that. So now let's go ahead with pre-learning. So let's add information into object repository manually. So for that, we need to move on to resources object repository. I have few information already existing, so let me delete everything. Okay, so now my object repository is empty, guys. Here, it's a simple way to add the information into object repository. Just you have two ways. Go to objects, add objects to local, or you can just click on this plus button over here. Here, this plus button, add objects to local. Either way you can use it. Add objects to local. Once you click on add objects to local, your QTP will be minimized, and the one which is on your desktop, that application will be opened. Like if you have 3 or 4 applications on your desktop, then all those will be on the screen. So that is the reason, like, first of all, make sure that close all the windows and just open the one what you want to load that information into object repository. That should be on the screen. Don't minimize it. So here I want to add this information into object repository. So what I need to do is I just click on this taskbar of an application. Okay. So let me repeat it once again. Go on to objects, add objects to local, click on application taskbar, click OK. Now we'll have a 4 filter options here. 4 filter options. Now, as if now, let it be the default objects type and click OK. See here. The information has been literally loaded into object repository. Find element class from to the images, like all the objects information has been loaded into object repository. Clear? Yes. Now let me explain you about that 4 options now. So let me delete here. Again, let me click on application taskbar once. First, I will try to explain you about the first filter option. All filter options we'll see it one after the other, but basically in the organization we'll use default filter options only. So just click on application taskbar, click OK. It will be listed up with these 4 properties. First, select the first one, selected object only. If you select this one, it will load only the parent objects here. It has loaded only the parent object into object repository. It has not loaded any child objects. If we use a second option, default object types, this is mostly and widely used type, default object type. It loads all the imported objects like edit boxes, list boxes, drop down, combo boxes. So all these things will be loaded into object repository. If we use a third filter option like all objects type, even some additional objects will also be loaded, like which are in hidden earlier. Like the objects basically will not operate. We have few internal objects also. See here, like hello, John. So this tickets, WPF objects, something called 99 here. London to Paris from 129 and is here. Hello, John Smith. So this information, the static text, literally in a simpler language, I can call it as the static text information will also be loaded into object repository. If we use all objects type, if we use default objects type, then this will be not loaded. Clear? Yes. The last filter option what we have is specific group of objects can also be loaded. I mean to say, if I want to add only buttons, if I want to add only buttons, yes, I can go ahead and I can add only buttons into object repository. If I want to add only edit boxes, yes, I can. If I want to add list boxes, yes, I can. So that is what the advantage here of the fourth filter option. So, but make sure that for every filter option, you need to click on application taskbar, select object type. So here, all these are the objects type what we have. Let me clear everything. If I want to add only buttons into object repository, just select the buttons. Buttons will be loaded into object repository. That's it. No other objects, only buttons. It will analyze and it will just load the buttons. So here I have only two buttons, window of lights and WPF button. Only those two has been loaded into object repository. If you want to load only edit boxes or buttons plus edit boxes, yes, we can do it. So I want to load buttons and edit boxes, only these two. Only that group of objects can be loaded. So here we are grouping it, that's it. See, I have no edit boxes actually. That is the reason it has loaded only the buttons. Now, if I want to select only a specific object, guys, I don't want all these things. I want only one object, that's it. Just I want this passenger name to be loaded into object repository. Only one item. I don't want all the items. If that is the case, just click on that object directly. Don't click on application taskbar. Just click on that object directly. That will be loaded. Simple. If I want to add this new search, just directly click on the new search. Don't do anything. Only new search will be loaded into object repository. Here we go. If you want to add only one object, then basically we need to click on that specific object only. Okay, even it with the same with the web based also. Okay, even I will show you the web based after this. Now see here, as I said earlier, either way we can do it. I mean to say, first we can write the information into object repository, then we can load it, or else first load it and then we'll write it. If you load it and if you write it, we have an advantage actually. See here, I have loaded the information, and when I write window, WPF window, and when I open the braces, see here, it is prompting me. I'm not typing it actually. Dot WPF. See here, what do you want to select? WPF button or edit box? I want to select the edit box. So button. So how many buttons you have? So new search. Dot click. Means it will prompt us actually. See here, if I write WPF and if I just click on control space, you'll get the full data. And after that, when I open the brace, then it will give the data because it has the data already stored in it. Dot WPF. Edit. Something like this. So it will list out the things. If you have the information in the object repository and after writing the script, then it will prompt us. So this is the advantage. By this, we can write the script very fast and moreover, we can avoid the syntax error. So that is the reason we'll call it as a pre-learning. First, add the information into object repository, then write it. Okay? Yes. So either way we can do it without having the information also we can write it, but all those things you need to type actually. So there are chances that you may get some error mistake or syntax errors or else spelling mistakes or typo errors may happen, right? So that is the reason we need to take it. So this is what about the learning process. So I have created an excellent document on learning process. I'm going to give you the document. You guys just go through the document So learning process, we have auto learning, pre-learning, and how the process happens. Like everything I have documented it, including the filter options and including the expected questions and everything. I'm going to send this document. You people please have a look on this. So in the download session, you can get this document. You can simply download it and use it and learn from that. So we'll end up the learning process here, and next we'll have a look on complete in-depth detailed technicalities of your object repository. Okay, yes, I'm ending it here. In the next video, we'll be having a look on object repository.